So kind of describe what happened with you coming out, maybe why you came out back here.
My dog ran away. Picasso. He's a Frenchie, a Murrow one, and I left the gate open and hoped that he would come back. I was about to go lay down, and then something told me to go check the backyard again. I opened my back door, look up at the gate. The gate was closed. So I said, "Hold on, something ain't right." Walk up the hill. I get to looking through the gate. I see a blue van. I open the back gate. I said, "What are y'all doing here?" Nobody answered. Then I walked to the back of the van. I said, "What are y'all doing here?" Nobody answered. In between the actual back of the van and the door crack where it opens, where the 3 bolts are at, I seen someone being sexually assaulted. I couldn't believe my eyes. So first thing I could think to do was to pull my camera out and record so I could get dude in the act. I looked long enough to see that, to get it recorded and to see that she was not in the right state of mind. I then called my mom. She didn't answer, and my phone was on 4%. So I had to think quick. I just started to catch him in the act again and confront him, just in case I wanted to do something that probably was violent, and I knew that having that camera out would protect me and protect him, protect me from doing anything extra to him. So he started, when I caught him, I said, "What are you doing?" He started denying it instantly. He tried to shut the van door to try to obscure my vision, to not see her. Then he started to get her dressed, but she was so incoherent and unavailable that you could just tell she had done it before. She just stood there, let him pull her panties up, her pants up, and you could tell she did not know what was going on. Then he grabbed her and ushered her to the middle of the van, put her in there, and he started to try to leave. I walked up on him in the driver's side of the door and grabbed his keys out of his ignition. That's when he tried to stop me from grabbing his keys. And I warned him, I said, "If you don't get off me, I'm gonna use force." Pushed him down, got him off me. I took his keys, went to the back of the van, and I told him, "I don't know what he's gonna do, but you're not driving. I don't feel comfortable letting you leave with these people when I just saw what you're on." And he kept trying to beg and plead, like he was a kid that got caught for stealing. "I won't do it again. This is my first time." I didn't believe anything he said. I could tell this wasn't his first time. I could tell he was a sexual deviant, a predator, and he needed to be stopped. My friend called the police. He told me when I was on live that he's calling the police, keep him on live. So that's what I did to document all the evidence. Every time I looked at the young lady, I bursted out in tears, honestly, because it was something about the innocence. A child is innocent, but her mental capacity, her mental state of mind puts her at a way more vulnerable position that if we don't have people in this world looking out for people like that, then the balance is off.
Absolutely. I want to touch on a couple specific things. Was your first thought to pull out your phone? Like, what kind of triggered that?
Just because I know that in sexual assault cases, I know how serious it is, and I watch a lot of crime stuff, I'm big on that. So I know in sexual assault cases that it's really hearsay, he say versus she say, you know what I mean? And if I would have put my hands on the old man and not had any video proof, then it would have been his word against mine, and I don't know how that would have turned out. You know what I mean? So I felt like the best thing I could have did in this situation is to document the evidence. That way, when he goes to court, it's no ifs, ands, buts. There's no questions about what he was doing to that lady. It's not no changing diapers or I was moving something around. No, I caught you red-handed what you were doing and you need to be stopped.
Absolutely. And then the thought, because I found this smart, fascinating, like quick to think, right? On the spot to take his keys. I mean, what triggered that as well?
Because I know I could just tell in his eyes that I didn't know that his keys were in the ignition at first, but I could just tell how he was trying to shut the van up, make sure it's locked up, and move his situation around to the driver's side of the vehicle. I'm like, hold on, he's trying to leave. And if he drives off, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't stop the van with my hand. So at first I was thinking, like, am I going to get in trouble for grabbing his keys? But then I really didn't care because I saw what he was doing, and that was something that I was willing to face if I had to, for her safety.
Absolutely. And then it seems like the 911 call, correct me if I'm wrong, the 911 call was made like after or kind of during the video. Like a portion of the video had been taken,
Yep.
the situation had unraveled, and by the time the 911 call was made, he was sitting in the van and you had the keys, so
Yep.
he wasn't really going anywhere.
Yep, I had people pull up from behind him to block him in just in case he had an
Okay.
extra set of keys or it was something he wasn't getting away.
Right,
Yep.
right. And I heard on the 911 call, you don't talk very much, you know, it's mostly your friend, but
Yeah.
you are emotional at
Yeah, I
that point
couldn't.
when you're talking. So can you kind of walk me through, was the initial thing that you saw and experienced a moment of shock, and then once the shock kind of went away, like the reality hit you and you got emotional? Because that seemed like very raw, real, human, normal emotion.
Yeah, it was. I think the shock of seeing that, and then I think making sure that she was safe. My adrenaline was up. I was in, you're in fight or flight mode, and I was in fight mode. And then I think once he had locked himself in the van, and I could see that the police were coming up, and I think it was just kind of relief. Like, then I really realized what had happened. Like, I realized what happened, but I didn't realize what happened. And like, then seeing her rocking back and forth, and seeing the lady officer rubbing her back, and she's just crying, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just infuriated. Like, I can't believe that a human being would do this to another human being, and has probably done it numerous times before. And I just put myself in her situation. She's nonverbal. Is she just screaming in her head, like, help me? Is she just, you know what I mean? We have no idea what she's thinking. And that's not right for someone to take advantage of somebody like that.